Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for news updates at 2. My name is Tandy Wimzumara. Cardinal Pietro Parolin spoke briefly and frankly with journalists on Wednesday, addressing the situation in Ukraine, the Cardinal's recent trip to Africa to represent Pope Francis, and the appointment of 3 women to key posts in the Curia. The Vatican Secretary of State made his remarks at the Italian Embassy to the Holy See in Rome, where he was speaking on the water crisis, which mainly affects the poorest countries, on the occasion of the presentation of the Bloc 2 Senza della Sete. Cardinal Parolin confirmed the pontiff's desire to travel to Kyiv to show his closeness to the Ukrainian people devastated by the violence of war, saying the Pope wants to go to Ukraine and he will go as soon as possible. According to the Cardinal, for the moment, the Pope's upcoming journey to Canada is imminent and has been confirmed. State President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera has cancelled plans to attend the African Union Summit meeting for heads of region economic communities scheduled to take place in Zambia on 17th of July. Confirming the development, John Kabaye, who is the Public Relations Officer for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said President Chakwera is currently attending to the extraordinary SADC Troika Summit meeting on the SADC mission in Mozambique virtually. According to Kabaye, the President, who was going to chair the AU Summit as SADC chairperson, has designated Minister of Foreign Affairs Nancy Tembo to represent him. Kabaye added that this has been done as part of adhering to the cost-cutting measures the President introduced. Health authorities are currently training healthcare workers on leprosy detection in the country following last month's resurfacing of the disease. National Tuberculosis and Leprosy Elimination Programs Manager Dr. James Mpunga has confirmed the development after earlier indicating that some health workers are failing to detect the disease at its early stage. Last month, Dr. Mpunga disclosed the country had recorded over 400 cases of leprosy in 10 districts and expressed equal opportunity to perform better. Touring some primary school leaving certificate exam centers in Mangoji, Deputy Minister of Education Monica Shanganamono has pledged to engage stakeholders to find solutions on how necessary support can be rendered to candidates with special needs. Meanwhile, the Education Minister Agnes Jalonje is also visiting exam centers in the northern region. Transporters Association of Malawi has called on government to facilitate an upwards adjustment of haulage rates in the wake of the recent fuel price increase and the devaluation of the local currency. Chairperson for the association, Lighton Zombe, says that prices of spare parts have equally gone up and are incurring huge losses at the moment. Meanwhile, Ministry of Transport spokesperson Ganizane Liwewe says the ministry will engage relevant stakeholders on the transporters' concerns. Currently, the transporters charge about 1.5 million kwacha per trip to ferry goods internationally. And in international news, a judge in the Gambia has sentenced to death the country's former intelligence chief Yankuba Badji and 4 other security agents for the killing in 2016 of a political activist in the final days of brutal rule under former President Yahya Jammeh. The activist, Ebrima Solo Sadek, a leading figure in the opposition United Democratic Party, had been arrested during anti-government protests and died in prison 2 days later, having been beaten and tortured. His death galvanized a wave of popular anger that eventually led to the ousting of President Jammeh after 22 years in power. Mr. Jammeh fled in 2017 to Equatorial Guinea, where he remains in exile. And that's about what we had time for in this edition of our news updates at 2. But do stay tuned to Luntha TV for more news updates and for the rest of our programs. My name is Tandy Wimzumara. Goodbye for now.